So I've looked at the distribution of urban, rural, suburban, and I've also looked at the distribution of age that students got married at. What's much more interesting is when I combine the two of these. And so to do that, I'm going to go to Analyze and then Descriptive Statistics, and then I'm going to go to Explore. I'm going to keep that marriage as my dependent, but now I'm going to put a factor in, and that factor for me is going to be the urban variable right here. And after I do that, I'm going to go to plots, and we'll put the factor levels together. And we don't need a histogram. What we really want to see here is the box plots so we can see them side by side. So we're going to hit continue, and then we'll hit OK. And we'll get a lot of summary that we could go into more in depth. But what I really want to see here is the picture. And this is what I want you to copy into your Word doc or your Google Doc. So I'm going to paste that there. And it's fascinating to look at these distributions side by side, much more interesting than just to see the overall marriage age distribution. So one thing we're seeing is that the minimum and the max are pretty much the same for the three different locale areas. But when we look at the distribution, and even honestly, even the medians are very similar. The thing that I see visually different here is that this box is much shorter than these two boxes. So what does that mean in statistical terms? What does that mean in plain English? What it means here, this is the lowest age, 25th percentile, the median. This is the 75th percentile. So we could say that 75% of rural students were married by the age of, say, 24, whereas for urban and suburban, we see that that's much later, almost a full year later in terms of when that chunk of students is getting married. So that stereotype that rural students are marrying earlier, we don't see that so much in the first 50%, but what we do see is in that third quartile, we see these students marrying at a much younger age on average than their urban and suburban peers. And here's the description that I've written there.